Sagittarius, good morning, how you doing? So I've got a major headache this morning, but I keep hearing Major D, Melissa, Maria, Michael, Jackson, Julia, Jason, Justin, Jackie, Jasmine, Jack, or all M's. Anyway, so, or E's or M's or Emily's or Melissa's, Maria's, Michael's, Major D, MD, the name MD, Michael Dax, I don't know, MD, so it might be something to do around medicine. Okay, and MD can also be like a medical service person, also like a doctor. So you might be visiting a doctor, or you are a doctor, or you're thinking about going for a doctor's degree or something like that, MD. Okay, unless you have the initials of M and D, okay. Anyway, so let's see, Sagittarius. What has Sagittarius got coming up this week, please? Show me Sagittarius. Don't forget, you can also watch this as Sagittarius, Taurus, or Life Path 5 if you are either one of those. It just works that way because the major arcana being 5. But Sagittarius, let's see what Sagittarius has got coming up this week. So you've got a Page of Wands. Could well not be speaking to a Leo. Okay, Leo could be a Leo energy here. This could be, like I said, I'm wondering what you're doing while you're not speaking to me energy here, because someone's walked away or thinking about walking off from someone anyway. So it's kind of like I've been thinking and I've been thinking and I've been thinking that we seem to be distant and very distant at the moment. And why are you very distant? And I don't know. It just feels that there is struggles between someone's relationship here. But I am picking this up as a Leo though. But it can be anybody. But I'm kind of picking it up as a Leo. Why? Because this is also Leo and Aquarian energy of 8. So it feels like that I really do feel, or the other person does, feels as if like there's more out there for me to discover. Like where I am at the moment, there isn't enough that's going to keep me satisfied here. I'm really thinking about leaving someone. Okay, so this could even be like, you could be talking to a friend or a person here, and what you're discussing is that someone is thinking about leaving. If you've got children, you have children, and your children are in a relationship, that can also be I'm thinking about leaving. But whichever way it is, someone here is thinking about leaving the past behind and maybe finishing a connection that they've got with someone here. But this would also be as one ends, one also then can start. It's like you can't, like God, or whichever way you look at it, spirit or God, cannot give you a path or a person until you've decided to leave a person. So if you can leave someone, or someone can leave this person, then a new door can open where it gives you time in order to build up another connection with another person here. Because this is someone that's on someone's mind, but it is a person that is considering leaving the person that they're with. Okay, now if any of you have just met a new person, this is pretty much just getting to know someone more than likely, okay? But normally the Page of Wands can be someone that isn't speaking to a person and they're considering walking off, leaving the person. I wouldn't say walking off from them, just a lack of commitment, a lack of energy, a lack of wanting to keep work this out, because this can be childish arguments, but anything that is minor can lead to a major, and anything that is major to a person can be a very minor incident for another one. So it can end up where like adults act like children, and it's like I just cannot be dealing with all of this childish fucking argumentative behavior that's very childish. It seems very pointless. So what is the point to it? So that might be why someone is considering possibly leaving a relationship here, because it's kind of coming across as where it's just very minor, but it seems to be getting more and more major as we go further towards an 8 energy, because it can also be Aquarius. So it can mean where a person is actually thinking that there might be someone else out there for them in their future that they are more actually compatible with. Is there someone out there for me that's more compatible than where I am at the moment? Now, if this is not you, Sagittarius, Taurus, or Life Path 5 energies, this could be the person that you are connected to that is thinking that, okay? But that's definitely thinking, and that is definitely thinking about leaving someone, okay? So let's see, Sagittarius, what's Sagittarius got coming up, please, this week? So yeah, so you got an energy of possible Taurus, Virgo or Capricorn, normally a Capricorn energy here. Clients coming in very slowly if you're client-based, okay, but people that won't go anywhere. There is something that is also, like I said, if there is a present relationship that is here, it's like it isn't going anywhere, like it doesn't seem to go any further than what it is, okay. But I'm also hearing that as well, like I can't take this any further than what it is. It's kind of like you can't come with me, like I'm going somewhere and you can't come with me. It might be headed towards the future. It could be someone's plans, like I'm planning on going towards the future, not to the past. And I can't keep going over this past anymore. And that my plan is to keep moving forward to the future. But I keep getting held back or feeling like I'm being held back because there's more out there for me to experience. And if the experience has just led me down this same path where it just doesn't seem to go anywhere between us two, then it might be time to actually consider about experiencing other relationships or other avenues of possible new people. But I can't do that if I'm tied down into a commitment that is not really going any further than what it already is. You know, it's like that feeling here between a couple. Now, if you have just started to get to know each other, these pages need to, and this night need to be sort of talking and interacting here. Because if they're not, that's a person that is going through this, of someone that they're not getting on very well because they're not actually talking with one another. Okay. Because they probably realised that talking isn't getting them anywhere, you know, isn't, because I keep saying them, so, you know, it could be an involvement here that you're kind of picking up on, but like, you know, it doesn't seem to be going anywhere, and the conversation is all dried up, and, you know, could be someone that's dry, maybe. Let's see, Sagittarius, what's Sagittarius got coming up this week? So we have two cards. The Two of Cups, a Libra energy. So you got a soulmate, metaphysical one, and a physical one here. You got Gemini, possible Capricorn placements, Libra, okay, 6, 7, 8 of Cups, which is here. So it's someone that is possibly considering leaving a Two of Cups that is, how can I put this? They're in a relationship. Right, they're in a relationship, but Two of Cups sometimes come along as a choice of what seems to be the better connection. The one that you're in, that you actually want out of, or the one that you're in, which means that you spend more time apart than you actually do together, and you actually spend more time breaking up and then reconciling, and then going back to a Two of Cups. Where someone could be in a dynamic of a relationship where they're constantly leaving the person and then reconciling from the 2 that goes to the 6, but then after a while, after a week or a few days, it just goes back to being a Two of Cups again, and you've had an argument, it's not going any further. So if this person is caught in this dynamic of hell loop, 6 is hell because it's Capricorn energy, so it presents itself as a hell loop. I seem to be going through hell in my current relationship. Doesn't never seem to be working out. I always seem to be breaking up and getting back together and triggering each other off and then reconciling and then not reconciling and feeling very distant in the relationship that I'm in. So because that person is presently in that relationship, that brings this person in as a new person to also tempt the person away from the devil energy. Because if it's lead us not into temptation from our path that we've already chosen, who's to say whether the path that they're on is actually the right one? You know, if you're, say, religious, okay, and God is to always say that you're supposed to not be persuaded by a path that you're already on to go down another one because you're supposed to remain loyal to a relationship that isn't working as a human, as your human experience is different than a soul experience. Two different things. So someone's soul is being told to them that they need to experience something else in order to be able to grow and learn how to detach, not attach. But the possibilities of attaching on to another person after this is future based, because this is the past, but it is also the future of a timeline that will present itself if you watch this later on in a few months. Meaning that this Two of Cups that is present could lead down the garden path of it actually being a 6 when or if this person is actually in something that they don't want to be in, leaves these of opportunities of windows to make this an 8. 6, 7, 8. If you was, or I was, to leave an 8, that could be an Aquarian or a Leo, if I was to leave an 8, would it be possible maybe in the future that this would become an 8 of like, so that would mean a long distance, maybe a relationship. Okay, when I've been out there long enough alone to be able to discover being alone. After being alone now, I realised that after some time I actually want to be with someone, because I have been alone for too long. I could have been out there too long alone on my own, or feeling like this. You see, because there's two stories coming through here, Sagittarian. There's one that could be yourself, and there's one vibration that's also coming from the person that's presently in a relationship too. So one of these energies is where I've been single for quite some time on my own, and now I feel like I need a companionship. That is Dog Tanyan, or Tanya Tyler Tarot Britannia, someone from Britain, or Brittany or Brian. Okay, but one message. I've been alone on my own for quite some time, and I feel like I need some female or male companionship of attention that is given from another person, because I've been alone for so long. The person that you may be connecting with is on that same timeline that is a chance meeting of yourself, but is in a relationship where they feel alone. They actually feel as if they're not in a relationship that is going anywhere fast. So because their soul is being shown to them, which is, well, now you can actually leave maybe your 6 for a possibility of what may come of this as a 2 that could well become this. When Mel C says when 2 become 1. Okay, so in order to go into a different energy of union, you need to be Union City Blues. So you need to go through the blues first. You need to sing and play the blues first before you actually go forward on a path of, now I could be happier, because at least I can look for a relationship. At least I know that I could be in another relationship if I wasn't in this one. It would, in fact, make me feel free to do what I want to do, to be who I want to be, right? So you've got energies of yourselves, if you're single, of a connection that you've got that is of a possibility, but of one that may already be in a commitment of a relationship itself, but is also self-doubting the fact that the relationship has the legs to stand on. In racing terms, when I used to back horses, it was called, I don't think it has the legs. I don't think it's going to make it to the finish line, basically, because it doesn't seem to be going anywhere. And will it ever really reach the finish line? Doesn't seem to have the legs. It's ground to soft ground. But this is hard ground, okay? So it means that one of these people needs to take a stand to themselves and put a stop to something themselves. And when they can come to that conclusion that they can put a stop to this themselves, they can actually then be free in order to be able to make a decision that if that is to make a stand and be free from this relationship that they're in, that will then lead to more opportunities of the future of this being someone that you may not know, or that you kind of have a feeling that this may lead to something. Okay, something in the way Steve moves. I don't need no other lover, but something in the way she moves me. Don't want to leave you now. Someone doesn't want to leave someone now. It's kind of like, I find it very difficult to leave you now. Okay, so whatever that relates to anybody, but I know I believe in how. So definitely someone has to leave someone to be with someone. Okay. Let's see where else your reading is taking you here, Sagittarius, or the other person, because I feel this is more of an involvement of also being involved as well. Okay. Could also be a fear of some of you being involved, like getting involved. Like, I have a slight amount of fear attached to actually like being involved and letting someone be a part of my full-term life. Like, you know, I'm not really looking for a flushed number 2. I'm looking for a positive number 8. You know, someone that I can go and stay with and be with right here that would relate to a star, to the future. Okay, where I can plan the future and plan our future. And what does our future, what could our future look like in the future, but without the circumstance that's present? You see? Yeah. So the inevitable end is here for someone. Okay, because it seems like it's coming to crunch time where these new opportunities are now looking a little bit more rosier in Jim, or rosier than what Jim does. Okay, or John, but it seems to look more rosier. The grass seems to be greener on the other side. Normally when you go back to check the green grass that wasn't so green, then you kind of go back and you realise, well, it kind of wasn't really what I thought it was. So now I have to go future to pastures green to make something grow. But first I have to end something first before my soul can experience a soulmate. I have to have room in my life to experience a soulmate. So do they. I have to be free and single and available. Okay. Also a moment's notice also to go through the hard times. Okay. So when you can support someone through the thick and the thin of hard times, that's when this can become a possibility. Okay. Can also lead to more than just friends, you know, because it is a soulmate, but we haven't done your reading as such yet. So it's kind of leading that way. Okay. Because it's leading to these endings that wake people up to realise, shit, you know, the circumstance I'm in is kind of like coming to that notification within one's brain that says, is this truly over, or is it over and just beginning? It's only just begun to live, white lace and promises, a kiss for luck and I'm on my way. Okay, so basically, is this a continuation of the same thing that a person could experience in the present tense of the relationship that they be in? Or could this actually be the end? Jim Morrison. People are fucking strange, aren't they just? Broken hearts beat the most, and don't they? But they are alive and kicking. So John is alive. Right. But yeah, do I want to feel alive? Or do I want to feel dead? Actually, that was my first awakening song. How to Be Dead by, oh God, please don't go crazy if I tell you the truth. It's all down to drugs. Snow Patrol, right? Snow Patrol. That was my awakening song. Please don't go crazy if I tell you the truth. It was to do with Arana Libra. I was connected to at the time. Yeah, please don't go crazy if I tell you the truth. I can't remember the rest of the words now. But don't care, I won't stop. Anyway, so yeah, it really could be dealing with like a metaphysical connection, life path 7, Cancerian, something that could grow of an option, of a choice, or just a desirable kind of connection. I'm desiring having a connection with someone Like I said, man, if you ever look at any of these biblical, this would definitely be of lead us not into temptation, but temptation is also what leads us from a path that we are probably supposed to leave, but we can't until we get a sign to leave. But then if swearing from your path that always presents the same ending, sometimes we need a gentle nudge in the right direction to be persuaded to leave. Because sometimes religion can actually keep us in promiscuous relationships, dead marriages, sex before marriage, masturbation at all, same-sex relationships, not supposed to do any of that, lustful thoughts, lustful thinking. Any of you ever done that? So what, are you human? Of course you are. So what's the problem with you being human? So who's judging you for being human? I'll leave that down to you. Anyway, so there you go. 20 minutes. So if you would like to continue on with your reading, we're going to go over to Patreon. It will be the silver or the gold tier, guys. I'm going to do you another 4 and then another 5 at the bottom here. And then we are going to look into... I'll give you 3 cards here to see what they're actually going to be, and then we clarify them when we're over on the other side, and we look into messages of closure, hidden feelings, hidden truth, all that sort of stuff. So can you give me 3 cards, please, for 3 cards for Sagittarius to be aware of in their environment? So you got 1, fed up and frustrated in the circumstance that I'm in, and that's why I'm considering leaving, and I'm getting so fed up with listening to other people that I can't think straight, and I don't want to hear it any longer. I don't want to be confused any longer. So I just don't want to listen. I'm fed up. I'm frustrated. Maybe at the blame being pointed and being judged for a human. Let's see. Any other messages, please, for Sagittarius? So you've got wolf in sheep's clothing here. Could be maybe around a Capricorn person. Not saying it's them. It could be around them. Wolf in sheep's clothing. So that could be a wolf. That could be Leo. It could be a Leo energy here, trying to cover up and mask. Because you see, if there is a relationship where someone is stopped speaking to someone, it's kind of like they're childishly putting this person in time out, trying to put them in their place. Okay, so that would mean a wolf in sheep's clothing, trying to pull the wool over someone's eyes to make them stay in a commitment that isn't really going anywhere. So it can be someone of like an alpha male type sort of wolf alpha male that likes to try and take charge and control and lead a person that the other person feels as if they're just pulling the wool over their eyes to try and convince them that if you stay, those kind of things. If you stay with me, Stacy, Steve, Sarah, Sassy, Sandra, Cece. Okay, if you just stay, okay, in the circumstance that you're in, I'm sure that you'll grow. Fuck that. No. Good sharp dose of truth will get people moving along their way. If they don't like to hear the truth, then just lie to the person straight up. Let them keep believing that the lie is better than the lie is the rabbit hole. The lie of life is life itself, because it spells lie. So your life is a lie. Okay. So when you can lie to oneself, what you can do is follow the rabbit hole and stay stuck in circumstances that never seem to prevail any light. It just stays dark. So everything in my life seems to go down. It's not spirit that will show you what happens when you're connected with someone that is karmically frustrated and fed up. Your life will start to not show signs of things dying. So pretty much, you'll find like loads of bad luck just seems to be happening to you, because you're connecting with energies. If you're in a relationship that's monotonously not going anywhere, your life can start to spiral where it shows you signs that you can't look at it and think, oh, that's happening because the person I'm connected to, that's happening. Okay, but the sign that you miss and that you forget to look for sometimes is that when his life is giving you lemons and isn't giving you anything to squeeze the lemons with, you need to squeeze the juice, the berry, okay? That you realise, well, I need a juicer, okay? So I need an elixir of life. So the only way I can do that is by making one. Okay, so if my life is spiraling in a relationship that I'm in, it's because I'm in that dark energy that is not prevailing to show me any signs of light. Light is an attractive energy. Gives you things. If it gives you fuck all but like lemons, then the inevitable end is here, Jim. Okay, Jeff, Julian, Jason, Justin, Jackie, Jasmine, Jack, John. Let's see. One more card, please, for Sagittarius. Careless. No car, repo, car insurance. Someone here doesn't have a car and they rely on the other person to motivate them, meaning if I don't have a car to go anywhere, I can't get anywhere. If I don't have a plane ticket, I can't travel anywhere. If I have no money, I can't go anywhere. I can't do anything. So what do you need? Elixir of life. Life itself will show you energy. If you give up on life itself, life can't give you anything. Can't even give you any energy because you won't have the motivation to do it. It's pretty much like going to the gym. I can't stand going to the gym, but if I went to the gym constantly, I would feel better when I walked out because I am giving my hormones and everything like the energy that it needs in order to fill itself and fuel itself. But if my fuel tank is low, okay, that's because I'm not doing anything with my life that persists me to get out of it. So if I haven't got any money, it's because I haven't got a job. And if I haven't got a job and my life is staying at home, then I'm stuck in a circumstance with no energy and no way out. So I need a job in order to do so. So I can get money to move. If that isn't that kind of circumstances coming around money, there's also one here that is frustrating because one doesn't have a car and the other one constantly needs running around. But have you ever been a person that has a car and the other person doesn't? Okay, where people take it for granted. Sorry, but you're going to have to walk. Well, I don't want to walk. I can't walk. I can't do this. I can't do that. I can't walk. I can't. Well, get a car. I can't. I can't afford it. What? Because I can? That's my fault? So then you go into this blame. You have things that make life easier for you and my life is so hard because I don't. So what makes that anybody any different because they do or you don't? So you can blame life. Yeah, but life treats me like shit. I don't have any money. I don't have any way out. I don't this. I don't that. My life took a turn for the worst. Well, stay in that energy then. Because you can do that really well, right? You can do that brilliantly. And you've discovered doing that for a long fucking time, the rabbit hole of how easy that is to give up. Okay, but you ever been a person that persists to fight their way out of those struggles? To realise how much harder work that is than what it is to stay put and do nothing? It's harder. You just think it's easier, but it isn't. It's actually harder because you're tormenting yourself here by not finding the essence of life. Okay, opportunity rises when you're given the opportunity to take something. And if you don't take the opportunity, you miss it. So I miss you like crazy. Not having a car, not having you to rely on me. But you can't rely on me. Yeah, but I need you because you have things that I don't that make my life easier. So what's the fucking problem then? Right? So it's a burden. Okay, it's a burden. It's making this person think about, I can't keep it up. I can't keep doing, like, running your life. I can't keep looking after you and running your life and also running my own life also. How the hell am I supposed to do that? Pulled in two different directions. Your life and my life. Yeah, but you're a selfish, arrogant prick. You only think of yourself. So what, I'm supposed to sacrifice everything about my life to give it up for you? Is that how you see a relationship? Because if you do, that's why this is coming to a show near you. Okay, so your reading will continue. I'll draw you 3 main cards also for your outcome down here. Loads more cards here, clarify them and give you the answer to the outcome of what the... well, it can be longer. These are just readings on here for a story. You can watch these 6 months later and it really relates to you. So if you're on Patreon, you get to see them all. So you'll need the silver or gold tier. All links are provided below. Thanks very much, Sagittarius, and I'll see you later.